Hey guys, it's Michael. I have a very exciting update for you on the second stimulus check and second stimulus package. In today's video, we're going to go over how a bipartisan group of 50 House lawmakers known as the Problem Solvers Caucus unveiled a roughly $2 trillion stimulus bill yesterday afternoon, amid all of the frustration with congressional and White House leaders for failing to deliver desperately needed aid to Americans. The stimulus bill that they proposed is called the March to Common Ground, and it is led by Representatives Josh Gottheimer and Tom Reed. We're going to go over exactly what is in this bill because there are multiple retroactive stimulus checks and other recurring stimulus measures included as well. So if you want to see how much money you will be eligible to receive if this bill passes, well then make sure to stick around until the end because some people will be able to receive up to $3,600 in a month. And finally, in the last part of the video, I'm going to go over how this bill has already been approved for endorsement by over 75% of the Problem Solver Caucus membership, consisting of 25 House Democrats and 25 Republicans. So over 75% of the members already say they are definitely 100% going to vote yes for this bill when it is officially voted on in the House. But before we get started, it would really mean a lot to me if you could like the video down below and subscribe to my channel. It's completely free to do so, and it currently says that about 50% of you watching are not subscribed. So if you'd like to stay up to date on the second stimulus check, second stimulus package, as well as other news updates, then please be sure to subscribe. We are so close to 200,000 subscribers. Also, don't forget, you can get a free stock valued up to $1,600 when you download the Webull investing app using the link down below. And you can get $20 immediately when you download the M1 Finance app as well. So, a bipartisan group of 50 House members known as the Problem Solvers Caucus unveiled a roughly $2 trillion stimulus bill on Tuesday amid frustration with congressional and White House leaders for failing to deliver desperately needed aid to Americans. Americans and people all in my comments section have been very frustrated with how long Congress is taking to pass a bill, and they think they're just delaying this and we will never see one. However, between Nancy Pelosi earlier yesterday saying that she will not leave Washington and the House of Representatives will not go on break until they have a deal. And also with this bill proposed yesterday, everything is pointing towards the fact that we should expect to receive some sort of stimulus measures before the election. Whether it's this bill or another bill, according to what they are saying, we should expect to receive some sort of $1,200 stimulus check and recurring payments before the election. In the bill that they proposed yesterday, they explained how having seen no progress on a new virus relief package in nearly 4 months and in recognition of America's increased suffering, the Problem Solvers Caucus has developed a comprehensive bipartisan framework to meet the nation's needs for the next 6 to 12 months that could pass both chambers of Congress and be signed into law by the president. What they said is that the framework was developed by the Problem Solvers Caucus after spending 6 weeks listening to constituents throughout the country and was developed through robust debate, deliberation, and conversation among caucus members and key stakeholders. So they said they've been listening to all of the American people, listening to people in Congress and in Washington. They've heard what they had to say, and this is the bill that they came up with to address both sides' needs. The Problem Solvers Caucus said they are committed to demonstrating cooperative bipartisan leadership at this time when our country needs it the most. So now let's get into the specific details of this bill, and make sure to stick around until the end because we're going to address a couple of very important aspects such as direct stimulus checks, unemployment benefits, eviction moratoriums, student loans. We're going to address all of that, so make sure to stick around. The proposal, titled March to Common Ground, was led by Representative Josh Gottheimer and Tom Reed, so one Democrat and one Republican. This bill includes $100 billion for virus testing and healthcare. Out of this $100 billion, $25 billion will go to testing and contact tracing, $30 billion will go to healthcare provider support, including but not limited to telehealth expansion, and $45 billion forgiveness of Medicare loan to providers. This has been something that a lot of people have wanted to see in the next bill, because with all of the testing, the only way we can see the economy recover is to have enough testing in place, enough contact tracing, and have a vaccine developed for the virus. So this money would go towards that. In addition, there's $316 billion in this proposal for direct payments to individuals and families. From this portion of the bill, the American people can expect to receive a $1,200 stimulus check plus $500 per child and qualified dependents. This will be retroactive. So what this means is that if your dependent was not eligible in the first round and they are in the second, well, then you will receive retroactive stimulus payments when they send these out. So that is great news. In addition, also included in this $316 billion is rental assistance for the most needy and other rent stabilization programs, and an eviction moratorium that will last through January of 2021. So that'll prevent people from getting evicted from their homes. It'll provide more direct payments. And the last aspect of this portion of the bill is for student loan forbearance through the end of 2020, through December 31st, 2020. So this $316 billion part of the bill will help with rent, student loans, and direct payments. These direct payments will be retroactive as well. Moving on, another very important aspect that will impact tens of millions of Americans is the $120 billion for unemployment assistance. The way this program will work is it's going to be $450 per week for an 8-week transition period. Anyone who receives unemployment benefits from their state will be eligible for these payments, and after these 8 weeks of $450, which adds up to a total of $3,600, then the payments will increase every week to $600 per week, or not exceed 100% of your previous wage. So if you made less than $600 per week before the pandemic, well, then you will only receive what you were making when you were working. These benefits will last for 13 weeks starting mid-October through January of 2021. Next up is another very important aspect of the bill, which is $290 billion for small businesses and non-profits. $240 billion from this section is going to be for the PPP program, the Payment Protection Program. Out of this $240 billion, businesses will be able to use this money to get a second payment protection loan. It will have more flexible use policies, so you're not going to have the strict requirements on how you use the money as you did in the first round. There's going to be much more simplified forgiveness with this money, and it's going to prioritize distressed businesses to make sure that the businesses who need the money most will get the funding from this portion in the bill. And the other aspect of this section is $50 billion for targeted employee retention credit. Moving on to another aspect of the bill is something that I've been getting asked a lot of questions about, which is schools and child care. There's going to be $145 billion in this section for schools and child care. $15 billion will go to child care providers. $100 billion will go to K through 12 schools for virtual, hybrid, and/or in-person learning with all of the changes that need to take place. This money will help for that. And $30 billion for higher education institutions. And finally, the last couple aspects of this bill is $500 billion for state and local governments, $400 million for election security, and $52 billion to support broadband expansion, the agricultural industry, the U.S. Postal Service, and the census. So these are the most important and main aspects in this bill, and it is designed to help everyone. This is including all the bipartisan aspects that both sides, both Democrats and Republicans, have been talking about over the last 6 weeks, and this is what the Problem Solvers Caucus has put together as a compromise for both sides. Some lawmakers think that this bill won't pass. However, this bill has already been approved for endorsement by over 75% of the Problem Solver Caucus membership, which consists of 50 total House representatives, 25 Republicans and 25 Democrats. So it already does have a lot of support, and while there are some people that say it won't pass, there is still a lot of support. So anyways, I'll keep you updated on what happens with this bill, but this is huge news because it was officially proposed yesterday afternoon and includes a lot of direct stimulus measures that are desperately needed for millions of Americans. Anyways, that is just a quick update on what is going on with the second stimulus check and second stimulus package. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to get your free stock valued up to $1,600 when you download the Webull investing app using the link down below, and get $20 immediately when you download the Acorns investment app as well. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like the video down below, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.